All right, ready?
Uh-huh.
Welcome to Activating the Truth in Doses. I am one of your hosts, Mr. I Stay Mad LeVar Green.
Hey, I'm Jill Jackson, your resident therapist.
What's good, fam? It's been a minute, man. It's been a amazing week,
It has. It
right?
has.
Right. And this week we doing a mini dose. We're doing a full dose right now.
We doing the mini dose right
Okay.
now.
Well, you know the
So
topic. I forgot it.
yes. So today's mini dose, and our mini doses are kind of just short snippets that we kind of want to give you some things in between. And so the topic today is what do you do when life throws you a curveball?
Like right now, I'm sweating. That's a curveball. You pat your forehead and you keep
Not
going.
you, Pat.
Cause I don't want the paper towel to fall apart on me. And then,
You got all that white stuff all over your
right,
shirt. Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
yeah.
what do you do when life throws you a curveball?
Ooh, life has a way of doing that sometimes.
Who you tell it? And the one who controls life, God. This is so funny because our
Okay.
pastor, Prophet Lovey, was preaching on this. He said, like, he was giving an example, like we all talked about this before. Pre-Christian living, like giving your life to Christ, life really didn't have too many problems,
Listen, or at least we didn't notice them.
right? But
Yeah.
when you declare your allegiance with the one who created everything, it's like everything go
Like hell
haywire.
and all their armies was like, get ready.
Right, but
Yeah.
now Christians, we notorious for saying who behind it. The devil busy.
Not always.
God is causing a lot of what we go through, the struggles, the stress. Now we cause some of this on ourselves,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
to grow us, a loving Father,
Yeah.
and it's so weird to think about. Like, so think about it when this is so funny. So when God called Moses, like, hey, go free my, free my folk, right? God said, I'm gonna let the Pharaoh, free him. God sent Moses, and the very one who made Pharaoh act up was God.
Right. Right. That part. He's like, I hardened his heart. I'm
On
like,
purpose.
Wait, what?
And Moses
Like,
came back like, hey, he not listening. Oh yeah, I told him not to. What the?
why?
Bruh,
Why?
you sent me. I know. And I went before you and I caused some trouble.
That's a really interesting point. I'll be honest. I always wondered about that. I was like, wow, you hardened his heart to take him through all of this. And the only thing that comes to mind in the moment is so his glory can be shown.
Right. So
Or
that's
whatever.
funny because that's exactly what Prophet Lovey said. Is like God, like, because the goal was to show all of Egypt that
is in
there's only
control.
one God. Ra and all these other folk, them fallen angels, they're
Right.
not the God. They got
Right.
powers,
Right.
but they're not God, the creator
Ultimately.
God. And so Prophet Lovey was even saying when he was preaching, he was like, jokingly like, well, ain't your glory in heaven enough? Why you gotta make it hard down here?
Just got us going through all of these things. No.
But that begs the question: what
Yeah.
do you do when life throws you a curveball? And the one behind it is the Father, the loving Father. It
Yeah.
don't make him no greater, no weaker. Because he throws things in front of us, not so much to trip us up, but to really test and grow us.
And that's the point. I think the thing that we have to realize is we don't really do a lot of growing in our comfort. When we're comfortable, when things are going well, when life is going our way, everything's falling in line, like we can get into a very comfortable routine. It's like, okay, and I know you've dealt with this. It's like when you're at a job and God wants you to move on, do something else, like things will start to get real uncomfortable. Things that you normally would have been okay with start to aggravate you and get under your skin, and you're like,
Make you
why
mad.
am I here? Yeah, make you mad. But I think that's because if we're not careful, we get stuck in our comfort zone and we don't. I think human nature is for us to protect ourselves and to feel comfortable. And so sometimes we have to be pushed, or circumstances have to
Right.
come to push us out of that comfort
Right.
zone.
We shouldn't want to live in our comfort zone, but when we do have moments of comfort, enjoy it.
Yeah,
Take it in because we
absolutely.
need it. We need the downtime. I hear some cats that be online. It's a lot of folk talking, including us. And some of these cats say, fill up your calendar, all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I want my calendar filled up like that. I'm already busy enough right now at work, and I can barely enjoy my family time with y'all and my kids
Right.
and everything. Like, I don't want my calendar filled up to where I can't breathe, to where I'm always on the go. I want it filled up with the impactful moments that God
That matter.
has. Like, so this may sound different than a lot of the business girls who are making millions. To each his own.
No shade to them.
Right. Do it. Do however y'all. But I feel like God, I want whatever I do to be built by Him, so no man can tear it down,
Right.
and so it can be the quality of life that I really want. And they may have the quality of life they want, and that's fine.
Exactly.
But yes, I
To
want
each his
some
own.
wealth. I want riches and all that stuff. Not just for LeVar, but guess what? I do want to. We overdue for a vacation.
Listen, we are. well
Overdue.
overdue for a
So
vacation.
overdue,
I don't
right?
know how we missed this year or whatever. Like
Bruh,
maybe finances was acting up out the
baby
comfort
can't
zone
go
or
into college,
whatever.
and we got so it was
But
so
you best
much.
believe next year,
Oh,
bro, we
we
gonna be
do.
going somewhere.
We got
We
to.
gonna check
We
in from
got to.
some exotic
Right.
destination.
But you was with us with the last one, so we went on a
Yeah,
cruise, all of
yeah,
us.
yeah. Oh man.
Look at how, remember all the opportunities that we were talking to people about God? We didn't
Yeah,
plan that.
yeah, yeah.
Like this lady cried over me giving her a lavalier for her phone so she could
Right.
start singing over her phone because she's on a cruise
Absolutely.
ship. They on a
Yeah.
cruise ship a lot, the workers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ministry opportunities.
Yeah.
So my thought is like, yes, I want family vacations. I want us to be able to have our relaxing moments, but we're always, I think all of us, our crew that we normally hang with, y'all, the Poozers and whatnot, the Williams, my brother, them, like all of us, I know our hearts are, if God says go do something on a vacation,
do it.
we game.
Yeah, yeah. There are no moments that are off limits to him. Like, and I think we've come to realize that if you really look for them, there are moments every day to make connection and impact with people. And it doesn't have to be like you sharing the word. It could just be sharing a smile with somebody because
Exactly.
you never know, or just being nice, asking them honestly, how is your day?
And mean
not
it.
just exactly,
And mean
not
it.
just that casual stuff. We say, oh, I'm fine,
Right.
but really like, no, are you okay today?
Right.
And
Right.
so I think what you're speaking to is you've just realized that the way you want life, it can't compromise the good times, the moments of rest. I don't want to grind either. Like,
Right.
they're
Not the
like
world
they're
grind.
like grind until you can walk in the room, people don't know you. I don't need a whole lot of people to know my name or whatever. As long as I feel like I'm making an impact, that I'm doing what God would have me to do, that's what matters for me most.
You know what I want more than my name to be known is I want when I do walk in a room, and we've all witnessed this, people like, something different about you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're picking up on that God frequency.
Yeah.
They're feeling God's presence. They're like, you ain't like everybody
Right.
else. And I want to be recognized because of God and what
Yeah.
he's done. And y'all, this happens, and we sometimes, when those questions happen, we ain't even say Jesus.
Yeah, no.
We ain't scared to say his name.
Be clear.
Right. But we didn't even say, but it's because we want our private and public life to truly give him glory.
Exactly.
We are the glory of God as humans, right? And even in the pivot, even in the curveball moment for life, if the more fluid we are to understand that it's not so much about what I want as
Yeah.
it is about what he wants,
Correct.
then I think we can receive the curveball better. I played baseball, but I never was good because I couldn't see the ball. And that's why I stopped playing.
I just have a problem with heavy objects coming at me at a rapid
Listen,
pace of speed.
fast
I don't want
too.
to get hit.
I'm still waiting to swing. They talking about strike. I'm like, strike. When did he throw
Where
the
the ball
ball?
go?
But the curveball, it has its course. It has a pattern. And there's a lot of people who know how to hit a curveball.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was with a whole lot of practice.
Yeah.
And it was after a whole lot of missed curveballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a moment of truth, like our
Right.
dose, right? Y'all, it's going to take missing and messing up opportunities and not doing it all the way right. But you got to keep swinging. You got to stay at the plate. We do this baseball analogy to see how the curveballs come.
Right.
Like, be intentional about looking at life and recognizing life's patterns.
Right.
So in my personal podcast, I Stay Mad on Purpose one, right? I would always teach, the purpose playbook and about discover, develop, and deploy your life's purpose, right? And I remember when God I felt like he was talking to me like, but it's not always discover first. Sometimes I have people developing the very thing they don't even know what they're developing because
Right.
I'll let them know later, this is your purpose. This is what it is. And I've let you go through life preparing for this. And it's funny because that's kind of my route.
Yeah.
The growth into being able to public speak and walk in a room and know how to talk in front of people that I don't really get nervous. I didn't know speaking was my gift. I learned that through a career that I was in that I didn't so much love.
That's so interesting because I knew from fifth grade.
Right.
My actual fifth grade teacher told my mom that like speaking is her thing or
Yeah.
whatever. Like you don't ever have to worry about her speaking in front of people.
But you be nervous sometimes.
I do.
Now that's
I
funny.
absolutely do.
You knew because somebody said it and prophesied, right? But yet there's times when your nerves
Mr.
be
Goss.
there.
He probably ain't even here no more. I still
yeah?
remember his name. Yeah,
What was
the
his
white
name?
guy. Mr. Goss.
Mr. Goss. Well, shout out to Mr. Goss and your family. If you still present alive, God bless
Green
you,
Lake
brother.
Elementary School, Papa, Florida, y'all.
But that's so important.
Yeah.
So as an educator, and if we got some educators watching, first of all, y'all, we appreciate everybody, your views, like, share, and subscribe. All that helps
Yeah.
us out because we want to make sure that we create value so people can have more of a meaningful, purpose-filled life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
correct.
as we do all this stuff, that's what really driving force is. There's a whole lot of science behind all this stuff, but we more worried about the service as much as the science, right?
Absolutely.
So as educators, and I work around some of them now, what you say to these kids is important.
It matters. What we say to each other in general matter. I think we don't recognize sometimes the weight words have or whatever.
And how.
And that, we have to be mindful of what we say because we don't know how it's going to impact the other person. We don't know their story. We don't know what they've been through. So we have to be very careful with what we say and what we speak, especially at that age. Kids are very impressionable, and they will pick up on things, and that stuff can get rooted in them because they're looking to the adult in their life to guide them, to demonstrate love, to show them the way. And when we tear them down, there are things that I remember that have been said to me over the years that I'll never forget. And sometimes we've had those conversations about those things and it's stuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so here's a dope. Be mindful of what you're saying, not just to kids, but to people in general and to yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Because there in itself lies a curveball. So every word that can almost shatter somebody's esteem,
Confidence.
their heart, their confidence, that causes pivots. So all of us have been through an identity crisis growing up. We try to figure out who we are.
Yeah.
Those are constant curveballs because you wake up with a roller coaster of emotions, not knowing how to feel this day. Why do I feel like this? Waking up and into my adult life, I was waking up angry, all through college. I didn't know why. In college, I had some very fun times. I was playing ball. Some of them, that was something I attached my identity to, sports, which I should not have. Your identity, technically, y'all, should be solely attached to who God says you are.
Absolutely.
Because how he created you and who he created you to be, not act, to be. Because we can act right. No, but to be right is just the essence of what you do and who you are.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's so important because those could be curveballs daily. And these kids now, with what we'll be talking about on another episode, Lord, this is so funny, are challenged with these life's curveballs and information that they have at their hand.
You think about that, like we didn't have social media at the tip of our fingers, like on our phones and on our devices. We didn't have access to so much information at one time and the ability to see so much. And so just like most things in life, it's two-sided. Like there's the good, but then there's also the bad.
Right.
And so you've got to find that balance of, not allowing that good thing for the good that it has to start to begin to become a negative in your life.
So my pops was in the military. Appreciate you, Daddy Green and my Mama Green. They did an amazing job with all us, raising us through a lot of different dynamics. We were somewhat homeless, and I never realized it. We bounced from house to house, because now that I know, being older, we were bouncing from house to house in Miami. Some of us were living in my auntie house, some at grandma's house. Like,
Wow.
I never realized it. Because since we didn't have social media, you only know what you have seen.
So you thought this is
Normal.
life.
So even when we moved from Germany to Georgia, South Georgia, we was at like Fort Stewart, Hinesville area. We stayed in a guest house. It was a hotel. But it was called the guest house. But now when I remember how it looked, and coming from law enforcement for 20 years, it's like, it's the type of hotel that you'd be like, there's some rough stuff going on here. It wasn't the worst of the worst, but now that I look at it, I'm like, but I thought that was normal. Why? Because all I can see was my immediate surrounding and my exposure. So I see other families. We all getting picked up at the bus from there.
This is normal. This
was
is day-to-day
like,
life.
Oh.
But, and not to sound like our adults too much, but the way things are today is very different than where it was. Like, there's so much that, not to say that you didn't have, like, kidnapping and stuff like that, but, like, to the level that it is nowadays,
and to know the level,
and to know and to be have that awareness and that it's a lot.
It is because and to that point, so being a police officer for so long and knowing what was going on as far as the crime, I knew where the crime was. I knew how often people were getting robbed, raped, and all that stuff. Right. So there are areas I used to tell y'all, don't go over here. Not to the regular civilian or citizen, like, but it looks nice.
You're like, no.
And I'd be like, you don't know what I know, what I have been exposed to.
Right, right, right.
So when it comes to life's pivots and social media and all these things, I think we made easier pivots back then because
Yeah.
we didn't know everything else that was going
And
on.
that's a good point. A lot of this stuff probably was happening, but we just didn't have the access to know.
Right. Didn't have exposure to it.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest kidnapping that we had that I remember was the dude, America's Most Wanted, when his son got kidnapped. And
Oh
you know what I mean?
yeah,
That was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh my God, this is happening. That's when we
Right.
started watching TV and different things.
Right.
Then you just hear on the news the other day through social media, and I watched the news about it. Young 13-year-old girl was chained in a shed. She got taken from Dallas, I believe, if I'm correct, taken to North Carolina. This Spanish cat took her, and nothing against just saying Spanish cat. That's just who he was, because it's all walks of life, ethnicities. They got some evil people,
Wicked.
hands down. But had this baby chained in a shed, chained around her neck like a lock and everything. They found her alive, got her back home. Thank you, Jesus, right?
Right.
But this is almost normal.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here's the thing. You become desensitized because we hear it so often. And it's sad to say, but it really is like, and just I'll say like school shootings.
Right.
Like that
That's
was
what was on
not
my
a
mind.
thing when we grew up. Like no, I didn't
Right.
go to school thinking about somebody was
Right.
gonna come in with a gun and
Right.
shoot us.
Columbine was the first one that made national news.
Exactly.
But you know what? There was a whole lot going on still.
But we didn't know about
didn't
it.
know about it.
And so the thing is though, like because we have so much access and news and things at your fingertips with your phone, you know about so much that when you hear it, and it breaks my heart to say this, it doesn't have the same impact
Because we scroll right by.
because it's becoming so common.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And that maybe that's just the wickedness of the world and how things are going. I don't know, but it's sad that we've become so desensitized to certain things based on how much we're exposed
Right,
to and how often it happens.
So we used to see the missing child stuff only in the stores. You see it on the stores or a milk carton, right? So you didn't see it as much, right? You know what I
Right.
mean? But now you see it almost every day on Facebook, and then oh man, and then you scroll. You know what I mean? And here again, this is part of that pivot, y'all. Like when life throws curveballs. I want to throw a curveball. I want us to be way more intentional about what we're seeing and then how we're responding to that. And I say it like this. Prayer is a big deal. And it's not that we got powerful prayers. But the prayer is us asking the divine one, the creator of all life and existence, Jesus, to step in or to intervene or to ask his angelic hosts to step in and help out.
Right.
I want us to really think on this because I said this to my youngest son yesterday. I said, it was just spurred him on. I said, hey, man, cover the house. And he was like, well, we pray for the house all the time. I said, I know. But I told him about how to do it, not asking, but in the sense of, Lord, I thank you for, as if we have, because then you're going to work your mind
Right.
into knowing and believing that you have it. And then there's this expectation level, and then that's when things really start to show up a lot of times, too. And then you believe it, you start working for the same things that you be
Right.
believing for. So I challenged him. I said, now that we had that conversation, I said, I want you to go into this as if he's actually listening and he's going to do whatever you ask him to do.
Yeah.
And he paused for quite some time. He didn't know what to say. Because now he's like, well, shoot. Because I think a lot of us pray, whether he's listening or not, well, here, let me just at least pray. Versus, what if I capture the ear of the Creator? Now, this is the point. As we see these horrific things on social media that now we have been used to, man, scroll by. Let's take a minute and be intentional. Lord, please find this person. Please help the situation out. And mean it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then with your own life.
Yeah.
As we get a curveball and it sucks and we get frustrated and we cry, we will, however we respond.
And and here's the thing, just before you go further, we got to give ourselves time to have those responses because I think the world will tell us, and sometimes even the Christians will say, "Oh, you should just be able to bounce right back." But we have to be mindful that we are human. We got human emotions, we got human feelings, and allow ourselves that moment.
Right. Stop scrolling past your own hurt and pain.
Ooh, I like
Please,
that one.
please.
And when we do that sometimes, we
do.
run past it and, we have those moments. And I'll tell you, like, I remember we went through a moment previous in our life and there was somebody I was talking to, I won't say their name, and they kind of came to me with that mindset of like, you got to pick yourself up and keep going. And then there's other people in my life that have been what we're talking about now, like give yourself that moment. And so when life threw us a curveball within the last month or so, I allowed myself to have the moment of grief, to feel the pain, to let it be whatever it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is, after I had my moment, it took maybe about a day and a half. And I'm not saying, everybody's the
Right.
same, but in my funk, letting myself be and do and feel whatever I needed to feel, that I felt like, okay, I'm okay. And
Mm-hmm.
I started to see myself that Sunday get up, kind of pull myself together, kind of feel the hope kind of to rise
Right.
again, to feel that comfort.
Right.
So if we really allow ourselves that moment, then we can move past it rather than burying it and then allowing it to come back in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it never goes away until you deal with it.
Right. Right. And that's the part because it will come. Typically, you have to deal with it eventually.
Yeah.
It's going to be a moment where you're going to have to double back, and it could be the most inopportune time to have to deal
Absolutely.
with it. So take that moment and deal with it. Like rerunning your head, how did that curveball come? Okay. Like, and here again, back to the baseball analogy. Is this a right-handed pitcher? Is it a left-handed pitcher? Well, when he released the ball, where was it?
Analyze it.
Right.
Like really understand it. Because
Absolutely.
what we do is we bypass the lesson in it. What
Mm-hmm.
are you trying to get me to understand? What are you trying to do with me? It goes back to what you were talking about in the moment, in the beginning. These things are to grow us. And so as I've gone through situations and circumstances, maybe that's why my recovery don't take as long, because I've allowed myself the moments and I'm not compacting crap on top of crap on top of crap.
Right. And here again, y'all, I'm seeing an image right now in my head. Never played professional baseball, but I heard these guys are skilled. They almost have to know
Got to be
the
to
pitch
hit that.
before it comes off the person's hand.
Yeah.
But there's a certain way the pitchers grip the ball for each pitch. So you got to analyze so much that you got to see the ball releasing off the person's hand. You got to see their grip as they reveal their hand to you. Like you
And
got to,
show you.
oh my gosh, like that's how focused you got to be, that you're locked in and don't worry about the crowd, don't worry about the noise, but I'm locked in because this moment matters that I'm going through right now. So I need to be locked in. So last time I may not have seen how the pitcher had gripped the ball,
Right.
but I know if I see another curveball that I might miss or hit, I'm gonna have to remember how he had the grip, because now if I know how he gripped the
Now you
ball
can kind of
every
tell
single
what's coming.
time, then I know here come a curveball. Why? Because I feel like I've seen this before. And now you can start going through life so much better, y'all, when you start to recognize and be intentional with recognizing and remembering the moments that you've been through. Because when you get that moment, and God may say, he may be the one very well sitting a test to you, but now you can recognize, like, for one, it's for my good.
Yeah.
So let's throw that out there 1st. It's for your good. It's for your growth. It's for your opportunity. It's for all these things that God knows we need. And then you can handle that situation so much better.
Yeah.
And now hit the curveball,
Absolutely.
right? And now you're learning to curveballs ain't so bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And here's the thing, but it may take some time to figure out that it's for your good, because sometimes you got to get to the other side of it to see why it needed to happen the way it happened. Because there's been many times in my life I've looked back and said, had that not happened, then this wouldn't have happened, and then that wouldn't have happened. But sometimes that comes with a little more age and wisdom. So you have to keep living and just allowing yourself to grow through these moments.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you could have any takeaways from this, y'all, life is going to life because we're living.
Absolutely.
Like, if you're alive, it's going to life. I promise you.
Yeah.
But God is so loving. He knows what we need.
Yeah.
It may be uncomfortable, and that's fine. A different analogy. Muscles growing. You're intentionally causing stress through resistance.
Right.
That will benefit you in the long run because you become stronger. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, think about it. Has life thrown you some curveballs recently? What are you going through now that could be an opportunity for growth? We encourage you to lean into it and to use this as an opportunity to learn more about yourself, about how you respond, because when you really look at things, all of it will communicate something to you. So, take some time and really allow yourself the moment to process the curveball and not to miss the lesson that you may be trying to be offered in the curveball.
And share it, man. If it's something that you're willing to share, you want to kind of talk through, and even we read through these comments a
Yeah,
lot. We
drop
go
it in the
back and
comments.
drop it in the comments, share. your most recent curveball or most difficult curveball.
Or maybe it was 2 or 3 curveballs. Who
Right.
knows?
Like you only supposed to throw one
you'd be
ball at
like,
one time.
wait,
Boom, boom, boom. So, but yeah, man. I mean, life is we here. We gonna
Yeah.
figure this thing out together,
Yeah.
and we gonna keep doing our best to activate the truth and doses in our lives, your lives, and sharing what we feel God puts in our heart. And we love that y'all join us each time and
Yeah.
share it, man. Like share, subscribe for
Yeah.
real. Drop these comments, drop a question, even
And if
email
you
us.
have any topics you want us to cover, or
Yeah,
if there's something you want us to double back to, we're always willing. Just drop it in the comments. Love to hear
absolutely.
from you.
Yep.
Yeah.
We out.